The thrill of watching an epic anime fight never gets old, and sometimes the fights are so epic that you can watch them 1,000 times and still not get tired of them. Today's video is about those fights, hence the title, Top 10 Epic Superpower Fights in Anime. Now, before we delve into the video, I just want you to smash that like and subscribe button. Well then, shall we begin? Starting from number 10, the first one on our list is Gurren Lagann vs. the AntiSpiral, episode 27. To think that animators can actually pull off this level of animation is indeed terrifyingly amazing. The battle takes place in the final episode of the anime. The enemy displayed a level of power that most of us might not even be able to comprehend. The AntiSpiral could warp reality, manipulate not just minds, but space and time itself. That's right, the universe itself was their domain, and to think that all it took was sheer power and a drill to pierce through all of that is almost laughable. Yet that's exactly how this fight ended. Coming in at number 9, we have Saitama vs. Boros, Season 1, Episode 12. Saitama, a guy who can defeat anyone or anything with a single punch. That's right, he is the One Punch Man. It doesn't matter if you are the leader of underground humans, the Sea King, a giant meteor, or even a transcendent being who traveled all the way from the other end of the universe to have a brawl with this guy. The moment you decide to go up against the capped Baldy, your defeat or retreat become the only possible outcome. That said, Saitama vs. Boros is the best One Punch Man anime fight yet. Not because the antagonist was a major threat or anything, it's simply because it took more than one punch to take him out. Alright, coming in at number 8, we have All Might vs. All for One, Season 3, Episode 11. The symbol of peace whom everyone thought was invincible faced his greatest adversary, the All for One, in the 11th episode of the 3rd season of My Hero Academia. Now, what makes this fight such a treat to remember is the fact that the public's image of All Might got shattered when his real appearance was broadcasted live all around the world. But even so, the people believed in their symbol of peace and cheered him from the depths of their hearts. And then, even though the odds did not seem to be in his favor, and there was no telling what cheap trick All for One would pull up next, All Might still managed to be everyone's #1 hero. The all-hailed symbol of peace defeated All for One. Coming in at number 7, we have Mob vs. Mogami, Season 2, Episode 4. This one is probably the most unconventional fight on this list. While Mob certainly fought against something, it didn't actually have a physical form. It was more like a ghost from the past, and to be fair, Mob's real foe was not him, but the darkness that exists inside people's heart. Mogami was using the darkness to make Mob understand how disgusting human beings can be. It was indeed a very deep and meaningful fight that portrayed the darkness of people's insecurities, and the anime did a masterful job of bringing out the true potential of it all.
本当にこの声
助けて
そうだった。僕は人を助けに来たんだった。最後です。
at number 6, we have Lee vs. Gara Naruto episode 48. Almost 17 years have passed since the moment when the power of youth exploded. It happened in the 48th episode of the Naruto series. Lee had to face someone who had the power of a tailed beast at his disposal. On the other hand, the only thing he had was pure raw strength. No one in the crowd, not even us watching it on the screen, had any hopes for him to actually win the fight. But when it happens, he drops his weights and boom! The atmosphere does a 180. And while he may not have won the battle, he certainly did win our hearts.
お前はもう立派な忍者だ。
Mustang vs. Lust, episode 19. Now this fight had two parts. First, it was the flame alchemist Roy Mustang and his comrade who got pummeled by the homunculus called Lust. Even though they actually killed her, it was still no use because she could always regenerate. However, the second time, when Lust was about to do Alphonse and Lieutenant Riza, Mustang came at just the right time and started burning her to death. Not just once, but again. And again, and again. She must have died at least 100 or 200 times before she actually died. Until then, she kept on burning like the despicable waste of space she was. Coming in at number 4, we have Gohan vs. Cell, episode 181. We all know just how much Dragon Ball fights can drag on. People who had to watch the series on an episode a week basis probably must have gotten some major health issues by the time the series ended. I mean, it's been almost 2 decades since that fight happened. Anyways, Gohan vs. Cell is said to be the epitome of Dragon Ball Z. Some fans have even went as far as to say that the anime should have ended after that fight, but that's just their own personal preference, isn't it? Moving on, at number 3, we have Luffy vs. Katakuri, episode 856. This list is obviously incomplete without a fight from one of the longest running shonen anime, One Piece, which is unsurprisingly still going on. Unless you are watching this video in 2030, that is. Even then, I am not sure if it would have ended or not. Anyways, back to the fight. Luffy vs. Katakuri is the best One Piece fight, and there are a number of reasons for that. It also made it clear that Katakuri might not be the perfect human that everyone made him out to be. Luffy showed us a new Gear 4 transformation, or how both Luffy and Katakuri fully acknowledge each other during the fight.
もちろんだ! 俺は海賊王になる男だ!
Coming in at number 2, we have Ichigo vs. Yukiora. When it comes to Bleach, different fans have different opinions of which is the best fight. But when it's time to choose, it's either Ichigo vs. Yukiora or Ichigo vs. Byakuya. There are also some fans who prefer Ichigo vs. Aizen. Now, Ichigo vs. Yukiora is the best one amongst these three for many reasons. We not only get to see Yukiora win true form as well as his insane second form that completely overwhelms Ichigo. We also got to see Ichigo's strongest hollow form, which gave him all the strength he needed to defeat Yukiora. So in other words, this was a battle of transformations. Well then, we are down to the number 1 spot, and the fight we have is Netero vs. Miriam, episode 122. The King of Ants Miriam versus the Hunter Association Chairman Isaac Netero. It was a battle to the death the moment it began. From start to finish, the fight lasted almost 4 episodes, yet in that short span of time, we got to see an awful lot of action as well as what it is that makes one a human. And right when the battle is seemingly decided and it appears that Netero can't go on anymore, he pulls off an insane stunt and explodes the entire battlefield. It was at the cost of his own life. Guess not everyone fails. You hear that, Vegeta? So there you have it, guys. Our list of top 10 epic superpower fights in anime. Which ones did you enjoy the most? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to turn that gray like button into blue and that red subscribe button gray. Ring that notification bell too while you are at it so that you never miss any future videos. Alright then, I'll see you guys on my next video.